Hello. Hey, I'm Brock, and I direct the Music Man, so I'm glad you all came out to see it. I first want to say thank you to Lois Taylor, because every night I either forgot to mention her or forgot her last name, so she wrote it down for me so I would remember tonight. So Lois is in the back. Thank you so much, Lois. She did an amazing job with the kids. They sound amazing, which you'll see in a little bit. So thank you so much, Lois. And then I have somebody else here that helped a lot with the show, Donna. Conklin helped me with the costumes, so she's here. So since she's here, I thought I'd say thank you. Along with everybody else that has helped, there were a lot. So thank you to everybody, and thank you for bringing your kids out, and thanks for buying tickets to come see the show. So I just want to say, let's thank our sponsor, Breanna and Steve, and the residents at Conway. So thank you for sponsoring the show. Let's give them a round of applause. And the next kids show is incorporated with our regular theater, and they're doing SpongeBob in July, and then we'll be doing Lion King in September. And then if you want to come back in 2 weeks, we're doing Beehive the Musical here at the theater, so come get tickets for that. And then I was told I didn't let anybody the last two shows know where the exits are. The exits are the opposite of the entrances, so whichever way you came in, go out that way for an emergency. So just thought I'd let you know, in case there was any confusion. And that's about it. So, welcome to Music Man and enjoy the show. Thank you.
big strong muscles. No, sir. Hands with a kick perhaps, and here and there a juice heart.
Well, gentlemen, you intrigue me. I'll have to give Iowa a try.
Don't believe I caught your name.
I don't believe I dropped it. You were a pretty big slicker when you were in the business with me.
But shaves the way you work. Besides, got me a nice, comfortable girl. That's the tough one. The boss has niece.
Gone legitimate, huh? I knew you'd come to no good.
So, how you gonna start the pitch? I heard you was in steam automobiles.
I was.
What happened?
Somebody actually invented one.
No.
Give me the lowdown here, Mars.
Never get anywhere with these stubborn irons, Greg. Besides, the music teacher will expose you before you get your grip unpacked.
Male or female?
The music teacher, she's a librarian. Female.
Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. If she passes by, point her out to me.
Alright, how are you gonna start the pitch?
Same old way, Mars. Keep that music teacher off balance, and then get your town out of the serious trouble it's in.
River City isn't in trouble.
Then I'll have to create some. I need to create a desperate need for a boys' band. You remember. Now, is there anything new? What can I use?
Nothing. Except the billiard player just put it in a pool table.
They've never had a pool table?
Nope. Only billiards.
That was it. Either you're closing your eye to a situation you don't wish to acknowledge, or you are not aware of the serious caliber of disaster indicated by the presence of a pool table in your community. Well, you got trouble, my friend. Right here, I say trouble right here in River City. Why, sure, I'm a billiard player, certainly mighty how to say. I'm always mighty how to say it. I consider that the hours I spend with a cue in my hand are golden. Help me cultivate horses, and a cool head, and a keen eye. Now, friends, let me tell you what I mean. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pockets at the table. Pockets that mark the difference between a gentleman and a bum, with a capital B in that rhymes with P. That stands for cool. Now I know all you folks are the right kind of parents. I'm gonna be perfectly frank. Would you like to know what kind of conversation goes on with loafing around that hall? Maybe trying out Vigo, trying out Cuban, trying out tailor-made like cigarette fiends, and bragging all about how they're gonna cover telltale breath sentences one fine night. They leave the pool hall, heading for the dance at Charmers, Libertine Men, Scarlet Women, and Ragtime. Christine, drive your son and your daughter, cards of jumbo and lipstick, mass hysteria. Friends, the idle brain is the devil's playground. Trouble.
Oh, we got trouble! Right here in River City!
Capital T that rhymes with P. That stands for pool.
That stands for pool! We really got trouble! Right here!
Gotta figure out a way to keep the young ones moral after school.
Our children gonna have trouble!
Well, there's River City. Heed the warning before it's too late. Watch for the telltale signs of corruption. The moment your son leaves the house, does he rebuckle his knickerbockers below the knee?
Trouble! Trouble!
Or certain words creeping into his conversations? Words like swell
Trouble!
and so's your old man.
Trouble!
If so, my friends, you got trouble.
Oh, we got trouble! Right here in River City!
Capital T in that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool.
That stands for pool! We really got trouble! Right here!
With a T.
With a capital T! That rhymes with P!
And that stands for pool.
That stands for pool!
I don't suppose you live alone or anything.
No.
Didn't I meet you in...
No.
I've got some, I'll only be in town a short while.
Good.
Hello, Mama. Hello, dear. Keep on, Lois. I'll be there in a minute. Yes, ma'am. Mama, a man with a suitcase
try.
Did you say anything?
Mama, of course not. All right, Amaryllis, now your exercises. So, do, la, re, ti, mi, a little slower, and please keep the fingers curved as nice and high as you possibly can. Don't get faster, dear.
If you don't mind my saying so, we perhaps will find out what the gentleman wanted.
I know what the gentleman wanted.
What, dear?
You'll find it in Balzac.
Well, excuse me for living, but I've never read it.
Neither has anyone else in this town.
There you go again with that same old comment about the mentality for city people and taking it all too much to heart.
Now, Mama, as long as the Madison Public Library was entrusted to me for the purpose of improving River City's cultural level, I can't help my concern that the leaders of River City keep ignoring all my counsel and advice.
But darling, when a woman's got a husband and moved up front, why should she take advice from you? Even if you can't pull Balzac and Shakespeare and all the other Hathaway Green.
Mama, if you don't mind my saying so, you have a bad habit of changing every subject.
No, I haven't changed the subject. I was talking about the future.
That's straight.
With the suitcase or maybe your very last friend.
Mama, do you think I don't have a common passion now? Really, Mama, I understand you, but then I'm concerned that I have no intention.
I know all about your standards and you don't mind my saying so. There's none of them alive with a coat to measure up to that kind of tall. Let me say, had no fancy in the coffee beers and your Irish imagination at the starters in the library complex.
Well done, you're the best I've ever heard.
Thank you.
Can I have a glass of water?
May I have a glass of water?
Yes, dear.
Is that any way to Wilkinson House? Hello. That won't do at all. I have a hug for my boy. Thank you. That lady over there is your sister, young man. Hello, Winthrop. Winthrop, where are your manners? I'm having a party this Saturday. Will you come? I'd especially like it very much if you'd come. Well, Winthrop, Amaryllis asked you to a party. Are you going or aren't you? No. No what? No, thank you. You know the little girl's name. He won't say Amaryllis because the S was his list. He's ashamed. You know all about his list, Amaryllis. Well, Winthrop, I'll bet he won't say it. No, thank you, Amaryllis. Amaryllis! Why does he get so mad at people? Just because he lists.
It's not only because he lists, dear. That's just a part of it.
Well, what's the other part?
Never mind, it's just even that he never talks very much.
Not even to you and your mother?
No, dear, we all have to be a bit patient.
I'm patient! Even though he doesn't ever talk to me, but I do to him every night. I say goodnight to him on the evening star. You have to do it the very second you see it too, or it doesn't count. Good night, my Winthrop. Good night. Sleep tight.
There, darling, you have lots of time. If not Winthrop, there'll be someone else.
Never! I'll end up an old maid like you!
For the time being, just say good night, my someone. You can put the name in when the right someone comes along.
All right. It's better than nothing.
Yes, it is. Now you can play your cross handles.
Now I may play my process.
Good night, my someone. Good night, my love. Sleep tight, my someone.
I'm sure we're all grateful to my wife, Shinn, for leading the singing. As mayor of River City, I welcome you river citizens to the 4th of July exercises set up for the indoors here at Madison Gymnasium on account of the weather. 4-score! The school board will now present a patriotic tableau. The school board will not present a patriotic tableau. Instead, the one Shawnee girls of the local wigwam of Hiawatha will present a spectacle, My Wife, in which my wife, Dia&Kathy, will lead.
You wouldn't last long in the banking business being accurate most of the time.
Will you members of the school board stop bickering so much in public?
All in the world I said was...
Never mind.
We heard there's a pool table in town.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Now just a minute.
Is there a pool table or isn't it?
Will you let me get on with my exercises?
We don't want any more exercises. Pool table matter is settled.
Let's protect our children, smite the devil, and keep our young boys pure. May I have your attention, please? Attention, please. I can deal with this trouble, friends, with a wave of my hand, this very hand. Please observe me, if you will. I'm Professor Harold Hill, and I'm here to organize the University Boys Band. Oh, think, my friends, have any pool table or for hope to beat with old trombone? Remember, my friends, when a handful of trumpet players did the famous Playbill walls of Jericho. Oh, Billiard parallels come tumbling down. Oh, band will do it, my friends. Oh, yes, we the boys band. Do you hear me? I say River City's gotta have her boys band, and I mean she needs it today. Well, Professor Harold Hill on hand, and River City's gotta have her boys band. Sure as the Lord has 3 apples, and that band's gonna be in uniform. Johnny, Willie, Teddy, Fred. And you'll see the glitter of crashing cymbals, and you'll hear the thunder of rolling drums, and the shimmer of trumpets. Ta-da-da! And you'll feel something akin to the electric thrill I once enjoyed when Gilmore, the Brian, Pat Conway, the great creator, W.C. Handy, and John Philip Sousa all came to town on the very same historic day. 76 trombones led the big parade, with 110 cornets close at hand. They're full by rows and rows of the finest birch shows the cream of every famous band. 76 trombones caught the morning sun, with 110 cornets right behind. There were more than 1,000 reeds springing up like weeds. There were horns of every shape and kind. There were copper-bottomed timpani and horse platoon, thundering, thundering all along the way. Double bell, euphoniums, and big bassoons. Each bassoon having his big fat set. There were 50 mounted cannon in the battery, thundering, thundering louder than before. Clarinets of every size and trumpeters improvise a full octave higher than the floor.
This calls for emergency action. That man is a spellbinder. I want his credentials. Grab that hood, look.
Thank you, Professor. I'm making an example of him. Frequented. You know, what he does, the gang does.
These old beats, let me go. You wild kid, yo. Tagging down my Main Street after my oldest girl last Sunday?
We weren't either, tagging.
Don't you contradict me.
We used to walk together, these old beats.
I know what you's doing, my little Gracie Senior. And you stay away from my oldest girl, you'll hear me tell who laid the rails. Hill, I'll talk to you Monday morning about that band thing, 10 o'clock sharp. Then, I want that spellbinder's credentials.
Constable, I'll be responsible for the boy.
You don't know this kid. He's tough, and he's got his gang waiting outside.
Oh, I'll show you how to break up a gang. Young lady, what's your name?
Zanita? I didn't have an idea of beckoning me. He can.
Tommy, escort Zanita home, by way of the candy kitchen.
Yes, sir. I have to.
You have to.
Yes, sir. Ye gods! Professor, you're already right. You made a couple mistakes, though.
Oh?
The mayor happens to own a villa product, and then he pulls him one.
Oh? And what was my other mistake?
That's Anita. She's the mayor's oldest girl.
Just a minute, Professor Hill. We'd like the credentials. We're the school board. Academic certificates. Nothing of the kind. We need letters and papers. Make them put up a bond.
What am I hearing? Say ice cream.
Ice cream, but I don't say no man if that's what.
Alright, talk then. Like this.
Ice cream.
Talk slow.
Ice cream.
See, singing is only so staying talking. Now you right here.
Ice cream.
Now you there.
Ice cream.
Ladies, from now on you'll never see one of those without the other two.
Oh, Professor, you're wrong. Why, they've hated each other for 15 years.
Ice cream.
How can there be
Any sin insincere, aren't we sincerely in love? Oh, we're
I don't suppose you live alone or anything.
No.
I've got some wonderful carols over there.
Mr. Hill.
Professor Hill?
Professor of what? At what college gave you a degree for annoying women on the street like a Saturday night rowdy at a public dance hall?
Well, I wouldn't know about that. I'm a conservatory man myself. Gary, Indiana, gold medal, class of Lot 5.
Even should that happen to be true, does that give you the right to follow me around wherever I go? Another thing, Mr. Hill, I'm not as easily mesmerized or hoodwinked as most people in this town, and I find it only fair to warn you that I have a shelf full of reference books in there, which may very well give me some interesting information about you.
Oh, Professor Hill, we're all agog, simply agog.
On the puppy, you're not stop the sign about the pant. I'm Ethel Toffelmier. And this is Mrs. Squires and Miss Hicks. And of course you met Eileen Shinn, our Mary's wife. Isn't it exciting, Elaine? Oh, I couldn't say. I could not say. Oh no, I could not say this time. My husband will wish to investigate, I'm sure. And naturally, I'm reticent. Oh yes, I'm reticent.
You see, Miss Shinn, part of my plan is to put a committee on the dance in. Wait, do that again. The way you raised your foot just then.
Oh, well, I have a bunny there that bothers.
Oh, what's grace? What natural flow of rhythm? What expression of line and movement?
Mr. Hill.
You must accept the chairmanship for the ladies' auxiliary on the dance. Mustn't you, ladies?
Oh, please.
Every move you make, Miss Shinn, speaks Del Sart. Will you say yes, Shinn?
Lady McKechnie Shinn. That is dancing, well.
Then you accept?
Yes, indeed. And I would like to say.
Thank you. Now, about the lady that plays piano? Marian Paroo, I believe. After all, she is the librarian.
Pickle on taco, pickle on taco, chip, 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 taco out, pickle and more, pickle on taco, chip, 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 taco out, pickle and more, pickle on taco, chip, 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 taco out, pickle and more, pickle on taco, chip, 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 chip. Of course, I shouldn't tell you this, but she had to take a dirty book. Shocker! Rowley! Seriously, of course I shouldn't tell you this, but I'll tell. Samantha's on my street, let me tell. Stop! I'll tell. She made brazen overtures to a man who never had a friend in this town till she came here. Old Miser Madison.
Miser Madison? Madison Hospital, Madison Gymnasium, Madison Picnic Park, that Miser Madison?
Exactly. Who'd she think she was anyway?
Well, I should say, show off. Give the town the library too, didn't you?
That's just it. When he died, he left the library building to the city.
But he left all the books to her. She was seen going and coming from this place.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. That was Miss Brazen Overture. But the gilt edge aired me. She had golden suns in her eyes and a summer voice which she had a favorite. Just melt her down in your meal, a lump of lead as cold as steel. Here, where a woman's heart should be. He left River City, the library building, but he left all the books to her. Shocker!
Yes, I have just what you want over the hotel. Come with me. Good night, lady. Good night, lady. Miss Paroo, do you realize you have the facial characteristics of a cornet virtuoso?
I don't know if I understand you entirely, Professor.
Well, if your boy has that same firm chin and those splendid cheekbones, by George. Not that he could ever be really great, you understand, but...
Is that so? And in the name of St. Bridget, why not?
Well, you see, all the great cornet players were Irish.
But Professor, we are Irish.
No, really? That clinches it. Sign here, Miss Paroo. Your boy was born to play the cornet. Fine. That'll be $7 earners money. Nothing due till the first payable installment due at band practice. Thank you. And of course, I'll need the boy's measurements for his uniform.
His uniform?
Hello, my boy.
Would it have,
A stripe? Certainly, my boy. A big red stripe running up both sides. How do you like that?
You'll have to excuse Winthrop. We can't really get him to say 3 words a day to us. So if you can get him to man, it would be a miracle. Where did you say you were from, Professor?
Gary, Indiana. In fact, Gary Conservatory was my alma mater.
What is she now?
Gold medal, class of what, 5. Hello, Miss Marian.
Mr. Hill?
Professor Hill must put Winthrop in the band.
Do you burst into everyone's homes like this?
Marian.
We're not interested.
Now, why don't you let the boy's father decide?
The boy's father is dead. Anything else?
You'll have to excuse Marian. She's not really...
Please. I'm sure at heart she's just as lovely as you are. Good day, Miss Paroo.
Good day, Professor. Marian Paroo.
Has he gone?
Yes, but I hope not forever. Darling, you ever think about your future?
Now, Mama, the fact that he claims his commodity is music does not, in this particular case, impress me.
All right, darling, all right. But it's only a well-known principle that if you keep flint in one drawer and steel in another, you won't strike much of a fire.
Mama! Winthrop, will you go to the library and ask Miss Grubb for the book I've set aside? It's the Indiana State Educational Journal, 1890 to 1910. It's a large brown volume with black corners.
Do I have to?
You won't have to talk to anyone. I've written it all down.
What are you up to now? Why do you need books at this hour of the night?
I have a feeling the Indiana Journal will help me poke some large holes in the professor's claims.
Meet you where? Last time the lower yard and now the footbridge. And where will we meet after that? The black hole cow got to eat gas. Tommy, it's Papa!
Didn't I say get that spellbinder Arrow Hill's credentials? I said it morning of July 4th, 1912.
Yes, George, but...
And now the whole town's turned upside down. The school board is singing up and down the streets and alleys instead of attending the city matters.
Mayor Shinn, I found something very interesting in this book about Professor Hill's alma mater.
His who?
His university.
I already know about that. It's the only thing I can ever get out of him. Gary Conservatory, class of Lot 5.
If you'll just take the time to read a little bit about the conservatory, I don't think you'll have to look much further. It's right here on page...
Wells Fargo wagon. At this time of the day. The band instruments. I want that man's credentials.
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is a coming down the street. Oh, please let it be for me. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is a coming down the street. I wish I knew what it could be. I got a box of maple sugar on my birthday. And March I got a green Latino. And once I got some green
Reports that be a bathtub in a cut.
oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is a coming now. Is it a briefcase, surprise, or COD? It could be curtains or a billboard, or it could be. Yes, it could be. Yes, you're right. It surely could be something special, something very, very special now for me. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is a coming now. I don't know how I can ever wait to be. It could be something, but don't want to wait. No relation, but it could be something special just for me. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon keeps on coming. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon keeps on coming. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon, don't you dare to make a stop until you stop for me. Hey, it's a band instrument.
Here you are, my boy.
My cornet. Gee, thanks, Professor.
Men, you will each receive instruction in due course. In the meantime, stay off the streets, get acquainted with your instruments, and think about the minuet and G. La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da.
La-di-da, la-di-da. Sister, I never thought I'd ever see anything so squantus as a squantus solid gold thing. Oh, sister.
Round one for you, Mr. Hill. But I'd better hear some by gad tootin' out of those horns in pretty short order, or you'll see me in front of the grand jury. Now, Marian, about that book.
Now Jacuzzi, 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 the girl is hard to get. Jacuzzi, 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 but you can't win her yet. You can't win her yet. Jacuzzi!
I'm gonna warn you once more.
Come, George.
Not one poops out of you, madam.
I think he means Pete.
You know what I see written all over you? Reform school. Get out, you wild kid.
Papa, please, it's cowboys like you that make fun of the market.
You watch your phraseology, young lady. Go home.
Mr. Shinn, I want you to know that I'm vouching for Tommy Gilas. That boy's got the confidence of every kid in town, and he'll be waiting in line to shake his hand by the time our band plays its first concert.
Professor Hill, by the time your band plays its first concert, all the individual members will have to foregather on wheelchairs on account of the broken legs they'll incur from tripping over their own ears. I'll tell you something, my young feather. Never mind, Olivia, J.C. Ewart. I want that man's references and I want him tonight. Don't let him out of your sight. He's slippery in the Mississippi sturgeon.
Professor Hill, I believe Mayor Shinn has behaved abominably, and I find it wonderful of you coming to Tommy's defense.
Oh, please, a man can't dodge the issue when a little personal risk is involved. After all, what does the poet say? A coward dies 1,000 deaths, a brave man only 500.
I just wish I was more informed. I've been meaning to talk to you about Winthrop's cornet.
His cornet, mother of pearl keys.
I'm sure it's fine. He tells me of some Fink system, that if he thinks minuet and G, he won't have to bother with the notes. Now, Professor,
Miss Marian, the Fink system is a revolutionary method, I'll admit. However, I cannot discuss these things in public. Should I call? When may I call?
Why any night this week?
Take a little talk, little cheep, 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 for love. Take a little talk, little please, cheep, cheep, for love. We're still here tonight, little talk, little cheep, 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 for love. Take a little talk, little cheep, 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 cheep. You dance like a fairy princess with the moonbeams for your floor. Your golden shimmer your hair and silver shoes for all to see. We know the tune will soon unfold the forgiving heart of pure as gold. Here, where women's hearts should be. Fairy princess, moving floor, golden shimmer.
Well, don't let it worry you no more. I got the goods on him in spades. Swindling 2-bit thumbreaker. I'm just passing through. Number 8 only makes a 15-minute water stop.
Who are you?
Name's Charlie Cowell, and no salesman. But just now, I have to pick the good name of the traveling fraternity from the swindler.
Mr. Cowell, you're making a big mistake.
Just think about old lady's corset cover. That fellow's been the raspberry seed in my wisdom tooth just long enough. He spoiled it a little more for me, and not going to spoil Iowa. Said. What kind of teacher are you? You didn't see through. He's a professor.
I know all about that. Band leaders are always called professor. It's a harmless deception. He's a fine director, and his scholastic...
So wait a minute. Fine director? Have you heard one of new music from any band?
Well, no, but...
But nothing, girly girl. He never formed band in his life, and he never will.
You'll never catch that train at the depot. You'll have to catch it at the crossing.
No, sir. I got only word about this fellow Hill. I can see waiting the window leave it with.
I've never met a man who sells anvils. That's something, well, quite different.
It's real salesman. I can say that. They always have a limited appeal, you know. What am I doing? I miss that train and I'll get fired. I got only word about this fellow Hill.
Leave word with me.
Not in your true time. How do you know you delivered these letters?
Try me.
Why, you double-dildo. Who do you think you're protecting? That guy's got a girl in every county in Illinois. That's 102 counties. Not including music teachers like you, he coaxes up you to keep their mouths shut. Neither one of you is good enough to be real clear.
Marian, who's you just talking to?
Good evening, Miss Paroo. Miss Marian?
Why, Professor Hill? You two come up and sit. I've got some jelly on the stove.
There's no jelly on the stove, Mama.
Well, I'll put some on.
Shall we sit as your mother said?
Well,
You did ask me to call.
Professor Hill, is it true that you... What I'm trying to say is, I must be dull company for a man of your experience.
Why is that?
One hears rumors of traveling salesmen.
Now, Miss Marian, you mustn't believe everything you hear. After all, one hears rumors of librarians.
I suppose you're referring to Uncle Matty.
Uncle Matty?
Mr. Madison, my father's best friend. No matter what they say, he left me an assured job so that Mother Winthrop and I would have some security. Surely you don't believe
Of
that?
course not. But why do you think people start those rumors?
Narrow-mindedness and jealousy? Jealousy mostly, I guess.
Exactly. And jealousy usually starts rumors of traveling salesmen.
It's just I've heard that disappointment and jealousy can lead to... Well, take you for instance. Your attention to customers and, well, teachers might easily be misinterpreted, mightn't they? I mean, no, honestly, mightn't they?
Yeah.
And so you say another salesman or someone else were jealous. They could be downright lies, couldn't they?
What could?
Rumors and things.
Why, of course.
It just proves you shouldn't believe everything you hear. I mean, if you discuss things...
Miss Marian, I would be delighted to discuss anything in the world with you. But couldn't we do it sitting down? You sit. Your legs bending all right.
We could sit on the porch steps.
Or we could sit on a large hollow log over the footbridge.
I couldn't think of it. I've never been to the footbridge with a man in my life.
Just to talk. Meet me there in 15 minutes.
I just can't. Please some other time, maybe tomorrow.
My dear librarian, pile up enough tomorrows, and you'll find you've ended up with nothing but a lot of empty yesterdays. Now, I don't know about you, but I'd like to make today worth remembering. The footbridge, 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Mama!
What is it, hon?
I just told Professor Hill I'd meet him at the footbridge in 15 minutes.
Glory be, mistakes be greatest at worst.
What did?
I'll need some thick system on you from the parlor.
Stop! Stop! Listen to this man!
Why you gullible green grass goats and talking about Harold Hill? Road agent? Highwayman? Pickpocket?
Pickpocket.
Same thing. He's had a stand in your wallet, mister. And yours, madam. And yours too, little lady. Ever since the first moment you got to this town. There's more documented evidence than you'll ever have time to read. There isn't any band. Never has been any band. And there never will be any band. And if we don't let this man down right now like a mad dog, there won't be any more Hill Hill either. He'll be on the next train out of town.
Now will you believe me?
Well, what are we waiting for? I want my money back. Money back? I want his hide.
After him. When you find him, bring him to the schoolhouse. After him.
Greg, some crazy guys going all over town, spilling everything.
All right, Marsh, get the rig.
I got it.
What time does the freight leave?
9:40 from the junction.
Well, it's not even 8:30 yet.
Look, you want to turtle around here and get yourself caught in a trap, you go ahead, but...
Just go get the rig. Miss Mary, you're late.
But you said 15 minutes.
Well, I'd say you were about 26 years late. It took you all this time to get to the footbridge with a fella.
If you want the truth, it was almost longer.
Oh?
Halfway here, I knew to turn back. I suppose I'm not the first to find it easier to think clearly when not underselling your salesmanship.
Miss Mary, surely you don't think I've been selling you anything.
No, you've given me something. That's why I decided to come.
I don't recall giving you any.
Yes, you have. Something beautiful.
Marian,
There were bells on the hill, but I never heard them ringing. No, I never heard them at all, till there was you. There were rides in the sky.
me, I'm expecting a cable from Hector Berlioz. This could be it. Now what?
Who's the salesman here? Sounds like she's selling and you're buying.
I had to keep her off balance, didn't I?
Well, you've got her so far off balance, you can't tell her from a catboat in a hurricane.
Just don't get the rig. Sorry, never a break in the music business. Now, where were we?
You were about to tell me what I don't know about you.
Well, actually, we don't need to get into that quite yet, do we?
No, we don't. Or ever, for that matter, Harold. You see, the librarian hasn't felt like doing much research lately, but she did plenty when you first arrived.
Oh, about what?
About Professor Harold Hill, Gary Conservatory of Music, Gold Medal class of Ot 5. Harold, there was no Gary Conservatory in Ot 5.
Why, there's
Because
certainly...
the town wasn't built until Ot 6. See what the social.
You knew all along?
Since July 7th, 3 days after you came.
Why, you little...
Greg. He isn't anywhere around here. Let's try down by the creek.
Winthrop!
Whoa, slow down here, son.
I'm not your son. Leave me go.
Not till I talk to you for a minute.
I'm gonna listen. You won't tell the truth anyway.
Would too.
Would not.
Would too. Tell you anything you want to know.
Can you lead a band?
No.
Are you a dirty, rotten crook?
Yes.
Are you a big liar?
Yes.
Then leave me go, you big liar.
Hey, you wanted the truth, didn't you? So now you're gonna stand here and get it. Now, there's two things you're entitled to know. One, you're a great kid. I thought so from the start. That's why I wanted you in the band. Just so you quit moping around and feeling sorry for yourself.
What band?
I always think there's a band.
What's the other thing I'm entitled to know?
Well, actually, that doesn't apply to you now that I think of it.
I wish you'd never come to River City.
No, you don't, Winthrop.
Sister, you believe him?
I believe everything he's ever said. The way every kid in this town looked and acted all summer, especially you. And the parents, too. Does Mama wish she'd never come to River City?
Well, you do, don't you?
No, I don't. Now go, Professor, please.
I can't.
Why not?
For the first time in my life, I've got my foot caught in the door.
Greg, they're here. That way. That way. Come on, Professor, that way.
Virtuous triumph. The sword of retribution has cut down Professor Harold Hill. And if there are those, as I've heard, who are already collecting feathers and melting tar, I will not say them nay.
Surely there ought to be some of you who can forget our everlasting, Iowa-stubborn, chip-on-the-shoulder arrogance for long enough to remember River City before Harold Hill arrived. You remember, don't you? Surely some of you ought to be grateful to him for what he's brought to River City, and I should think you'd like to admit it.
You're wasting a great deal of time here. If there is anyone in this room who thinks that Professor Harold Hill should not be tarred and feathered, please step forward. You ladies, step back. Are you all forgetting how you bought expensive uniforms, technical instruction books, and high-priced bandagements? Are you forgetting the clear understanding of warranty that your children be taught to play in a band? Well, where's the band? Where is it?